As a QuickBooks user, you'll be excited to know that you can integrate your QuickBooks Online account with your Yeti Snow system. By integrating both systems, you can streamline your data entry and enjoy the benefits of faster invoicing and payments. The first step to your QuickBooks integration is to head over to your settings. Please note that if you are a Snow Pro user, you'll first need to request an integration. Click the Connect to QuickBooks button found on your right. You'll be directed to the QuickBooks sign-in page. Enter in your QuickBooks details and click the sign-in button. A message will appear notifying you that your QuickBooks Online account was successfully connected to your Yeti Snow system. While in Settings, head down to the Tax Setting button. Here you can enter in the tax which you've already registered in your QuickBooks account. Set the country, province, and tax that you want to apply to your services. Then click Save. You also have the power to customize your invoices and bill. Click the Option button and choose what information is presented and in what order. Next we'll head down to the Client page. To sync these clients with the correct QuickBooks customers, please press the QuickBooks icon. The Massive Integration pop-up will appear. On the left is your Yeti clients, and on the right is your QuickBooks customers. The colour of the link in between the two lists will let you know the relationship status. Green indicates that they were successfully synced. Blue indicates that there was a possible match. If the match is correct, no change is required. If it's not correct, then you'll need to select the correct company. Then for red, this indicates that no match could be found. Select the drop-down menu to find the correct customer. If they're not listed, you will need to create them. This can be done through Yeti. Back on the client page, find the client you want to create and click the pencil icon. In the client contract, head down to the bottom of the screen until you see the QuickBooks integration heading. Click the drop-down menu and click Create this customer in QuickBooks. Then head to the top of the screen and click Save. This customer has now been created in your QuickBooks account. Next we'll sync our services, which will work exactly like clients. Click the QuickBooks icon. Confirm that the Yeti items on the left match the QuickBooks services on the right. To create a service in QuickBooks, head down to the service and click the pencil icon. Head down to the bottom of the page and click the drop-down menu. Select Create this item in QuickBooks, then click Save. It's important to note that when you create a service in QuickBooks, you must update the income account. This needs to take place before you sync your Yeti. Now we'll head down to Consumables. Confirm that the QuickBooks service listed matches with the correct Yeti consumable. If you ever need to create a consumable in QuickBooks, all you need to do is click the drop-down menu, then select Create this item in QuickBooks. Don't forget to save. It's important to note that like services, when you create a consumable in QuickBooks, you must update the income account, and this needs to take place before you sync up your Yeti. Now let's go to Users. Yeti users are employees in QuickBooks. Click the QuickBooks icon. Confirm that the Yeti users are matching up with the correct employee. To create an employee in QuickBooks, find the correct user and click the pencil icon. Head down to the bottom of the page. Select the drop-down menu and click Create this employee in QuickBooks. Head up to the top of the page. Hit Save. When you integrate your users, you can use payroll to set up fixed payments or use time activity. If payroll is enabled, then the physical address fields needs to be filled in for each user. These details include city, province, and postal code. If you're using time activity in QuickBooks, then it's good to note that this feature will be pulling information from employee timesheets. So when a new record appears in Employee Timesheet Report, you will also see it in your QuickBooks account. Now let's look at subcontractors. Click the QuickBooks icon and confirm your matches. It's important to note that subcontractors in Yeti are suppliers in QuickBooks. To create a new supplier in QuickBooks, find your contractor and click the pencil icon. Head down to the bottom of the page and click Create the supplier in QuickBooks. Remember to save. There are 3 reports linked to QuickBooks Online. There's Billing, the Subcontractor Report, and Employee Timesheets. We've gone through Employee Timesheets, so next we'll do Billing. When you're ready to create a QuickBooks invoice, you will first need to highlight the required records. Make sure that these records are 1. Approved, and 2. All belong to the same client. Now, you have a choice to assign a manual invoice number to your records in Yeti. So when you push these records to QuickBooks, QuickBooks will either create an invoice using that number you've assigned, or update an invoice that already has that invoice number. If you choose not to assign an invoice number here in Yeti, then QuickBooks can assign an invoice number for you. This will cause the invoice number to only be displayed on the QuickBooks side, not Yeti. Please note that for this option to work, custom transaction numbers must be turned off in your QuickBooks sales settings. Now back to pushing records. Make sure the correct records are highlighted and click the QuickBooks icon. Select Yes. A pop-up will appear confirming a successful push. You will see that Yeti has assigned a unique QuickBooks ID to every record that was included in the push. If there's ever a record missing or added to the wrong invoice, you can correct this by updating the invoice number, and then you push the records in again. Perhaps you want to merge two existing invoices. You start by highlighting every record in the two invoices. Next, assign them all the same invoice number. After you push all these records to QuickBooks, one invoice will be updated with all records. The other invoice will be labelled void. Because Yeti assigns a unique job ID to each service record when it's created, you can audit any changes made to invoices by referencing the job ID in both Yeti and your QuickBooks invoice description.